Good morning, Rena.
Good morning to you.
I'm sure there's grief online for those military men who
absolutely.
were slain as well.
There is.
Sad.
Okay.
Well, over to you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See you later. All right, good morning, everyone. This is Kakaaki Social. Welcome to a new week. I'm Rena Obozeghie. Well, it's really a sad time on the space of social media because now the President, Bola Tinubu, has given the Nigerian military full authority to bring those behind the killings of some military persons, about 16 of them, to justice. Well, he was sharing a statement he personally issued on X, and he vowed that his government will not relent until peace and tranquility is achieved in every part of our country. In case you missed it, the 16 Nigerian army personnel were on a peace mission to the Okaoma community in the Ughelli South local government area of Delta State over communal crisis that has lingered since January 2024, when a aggrieved assailant allegedly opened fire on them. So the situation has soon degenerated into a gun duel between the youths and the military, leading to some more soldiers, besides those who were mutilated, sustaining severe bullet wounds. So now the president is saying that he has given full access to military to make sure that everyone who is responsible is brought to the book. Let's see some of the words of the president, quoting him as said on X. He says, I extend my profound condolences to the families of these fallen soldiers, their colleagues and their loved ones. The military high command is already responding to this incident. The cowardly offenders responsible for this heinous crime will not go unpunished. And he says the defense headquarters and chief of defense staff have been granted full authority to bring to justice anybody found to have been responsible for this unconscionable crime against the Nigerian people. Well, it's just a sad one there. For Ugo, he says, I don't think that some random militant killed so many soldiers without any militant casualties. There is something definitely wrong with the whole storyline. Maybe investigations will prove that. Ebuka Unwanfo says this authorization is what the military needs, provided it's not reprisal, and they need to extend it to Sambisa in Borno, Kaduna, Niger, and Sokoto State. Well, then, totally agreeing with the president will be on the next step. Balit says, they will use that power to the fullest, and I bet anybody that they will hold back anything as they exercise that power. That community people should just provide those people who did this in order to save the rest. That's if they know. Big Smile says, a step in the right direction. Our concern rather is that in a bid to level out the adequate justice required, the persons that are culprit only should receive those treatment and nothing more. Please spare those that are innocent and vulnerable. We learned that neighboring communities as well have all vanished their homes, but let's see what investigations will bring out in all of this. Well, similarly, according to Punch newspapers, the defense headquarters is preparing to release the names and pictures of the new set of wanted terrorist and bandit leaders. It says it gathered that this follows the elimination of top terrorist and bandit leaders on the watch lists of the military and the emergence of a new crop of leaders. So this said, they spoke with a source who partly told them that the authorities are working on a new list of another wanted terrorist and bandit leaders. It will also contain their pictures. Their lists are being compiled. We will urge Nigeria to cooperate with us to enable us to neutralize them as we have done in the past. There should be a bounty on them, but I can't say how much. Don't worry, it will be released to the public very soon, and that's according to the source. For Isaac, it says, what's the essence of releasing their data? If you know them, go after them and let there be peace in Nigeria. More thoughts coming from Dan. He says, defense headquarters, don't stress yourself and waste your money. Go and ask Sheikh Gumi. He knows where you can find the bandit leaders. This is a legit intel I'm giving you for free. Well, over the weekend too, Gumi had said that what we're experiencing now is a tip of the iceberg if negotiations are not carried out with bandits. And this user, Bola Shokes, he says, It's going to be effort in futility and wasting of time, cutting branches without going to the root. My question is, why not release the 400 names sent by the UAE believed to be the terrorist Boko Haram bandit and kidnappers sponsor? Well, maybe they are still working on that, but we'll move away from insecurity to say that a former presidential aspirant who didn't continue the race after donations from Nigerians, Adamu Garba, is telling President Tinubu to enjoy nepotism while it lasts. In a lengthy post on X, Garba said family and friends are concerned that despite his level of support for this administration, he hasn't been appointed for any office. Well, he noted that he understands presidents would always choose their tribesmen over supporters like him who put their integrity on the line, and he's hoping that it is his turn soon. Well, he says he's just 41 and his ambition will live on until he gets to the apex seat. So let's see. It was really long, but I got 4 slides that we could talk about briefly. It says, I've been inundated by calls and text messages, WhatsApp messages that Tinubu is only appointing Yoruba people. Everything is Yoruba, etc. Another one is he is only appointing sons and daughters of his friends like Bisi Akonde, Ganduje, Abu Ibrahim, etc. It has become a party government, blah, blah, blah. He says, fact is, most of these people complaining, none of them contribute as half as I did for the campaign for President Tinubu. I used my personal resources, staked my integrity, made commitment to my followers, was called names, including brainless, with many insulting memes, but I haven't got any serious recognition. Am I complaining? No, but why? It says, as I said before, I am one of the most insulted persons during the campaign for Tinubu's presidency. I fight on media and many places against many people who today suddenly changed themselves and start backing the president after he formed government. I was regularly mocked by those in the opposition, and even my family are questioning why. Yet, I don't complain, and I still support President 100%. Our final slide on that will be that while I wait for my time, I know that now it's President Tinubu's time, and I want him to have his 8 years in peace. Why don't you support him? And if you must criticize, do so on the quality of his delivery, not his choices of appointment. He says, granted, some appointments are painful, especially on those whom you know are from the opposition party. But then, what if it was done for the strategic interest of the president? Adamu Garba, summarily there. He says, opposition political parties. I don't remember anyone apart from Wike. So is he referring to Wike in any way? So this user says, nobody is complaining, but this is directly coming from you. If you feel left out of the government, kindly say it. You are old enough to speak for yourself. Well, he didn't say he is complaining. He says his friends and families are concerned that he doesn't have any appointment yet. So Uchman says, low-key, you are reminding that you worked hard for him and you are still expecting something after he must have finished recruiting his kinsmen. You are not alone. Rena or Mokri, real FFK, etc. have been in the queue before you. And also, this user, Ahmad, is saying that, and your time will come, inshallah. Though I wish and still hope that official Bola Ahmed Tinubu will recognize you for an appointment you deserve, as you really worked for the party, and I know that you are capable. Well, let's see how all of this happen and where it takes us to. That would be the end of the story today, except for this last one who says, so you need a spot and is yet to receive one. Well noted. We will create a small ministry for you so you can stop crying, or more, you get time and strength to type all these lengthy things. So, I mean, it was really long. He needed to say everything that the family members and friends were talking about. So that's how we call it a day today. Thank you so much for being a part of it. I'll see you again tomorrow.
Well, all right. Thank you very much.
Remember me too.
Rena.
I wish I have the space to remind you or remember you.
Yeah, because that man just said, remember me too. Your Excellency, I'm here.
No,
I work
he didn't say so. He said people are complaining that he hasn't been appointed.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that reminds me of a joke years ago about a young man who was asked to pray. Why didn't you pray before you ate your meal? He said, I prayed on the inside. I'm sure some people who supported President Bola Tinubu during the campaigns on the inside will also be thinking, maybe I have a claim too.
But he says he's just 41, and he sees when he finally gets there, he said it's not an abomination to be ambitious.
Absolutely.
Because he's just 41. So when he gets there, maybe he's also going to appoint his tribesmen, and then he continues like that. But the thing is that we now see, I know the Constitution says 4 years a tenure, but it's how we've made it 8 years for me, because it says he would allow the president do his 8 years. I mean, we're not supposed to have another election, or once you make it the first time, second time is guaranteed.
Then they seem to think it's political correctness to just assume that the leader would recontest and possibly win. But then
I think it's beyond that. Look at the political history of Nigeria since 1999.
Absolutely.
Every president who has won election has done 8 years. If you look, very few governors were kicked out of office after 4 years. Very few. Most governors
Why do you
have
think that
spent
is?
8 years.
But
The power of incumbency. What else?
We had Jonathan, who left office and said his ambition is not worth the blood of any Nigerian.
Of any Nigerian.
Yeah.
President Jonathan, the former president, was an exception here because he could have done one or two things. Do you remember his minister?